Are annuities a good option for a risk-conscious investor? All right, so let me give you an example here. I got Diane, who's a true client of mine. She's single, all right, so that should right there mean something to you. She's 60, all right, and she has her house paid off, thank the good Lord. But anyway, I think it was in the June of last year, I believe, is when she got out of the market because she was scared. And I don't say that negatively. I mean, she's like, look, I'm just getting ready to retire. My health isn't the best. I don't think I'm going to keep working. I just can't afford a huge market decline. After what happened in February to March, I can't go through that again. So she gets out, and now she's worried that she's missing out, the fear of missing out. She's missing out on the run up. Should she get back in? And she goes, Josh, but I can't take a big drop again. And she goes, so I was talking to the Thrivent rep, and Thrivent's a good life insurance company. And she goes, and they propose this annuity. Should I do it? And I'm not against annuities. Remember, annuities, just like whole life insurance, just like reverse mortgages, just like firearms, just like uranium. They're neither good nor bad. They're good nor bad. They're inanimate objects. So you cannot attribute a level of hostility or love to these things that they don't deserve because they are just there. Now, how you use them can be good or bad for sure. So annuities in of themselves aren't bad. In some cases, they work well. In this case, it does not. I'm going to share with you why. But it makes sense. Are annuities a good place for risk-concerned investors? And in this case, not. So let's go on this. This is a Thrivent one, and this is not to pick on Thrivent. Thrivent's a good company. Look, they got superior ratings. AM Best, I'd like to see more than just AM Best. AM Best is kind of notorious for being a little bit, maybe not the best in terms of the rating the agencies, but that's fine. All right, which is one of the things I'm concerned they only put AM Best on there. But be that as it may, Thrivent's a good company. All right, so how annuities work? All right, so Diane's thinking about dropping in $100,000 in this. Again, she's 60 years old. All right, living benefit, Thrivent Income Builder, which we'll talk about. Death benefit, standard death benefit. We're going to talk about all that. This is an IRA. You don't get double tax deferral from an annuity. No, you don't, but you always want to do an annuity in an IRA. I've done videos on that, and so I'm not going to talk about that here. All right, so Diane's like, look, this is a good way to guarantee a certain living income stream I can't outlive. That is true, 100% that is true. No getting around that. And so basically the construct of annuities is that if you dump a little bit of money in a variable annuity, you wait 10, 15 years or so, you'll say Diane is 60, she waits 15 years, they'll pay her a guaranteed 5.25% on whatever the account is worth at that point. Or if the markets go down, they'll pay a guaranteed 5.25% on the $100,000 she dropped in. I'll explain this to you in a second when you see the illustration. All right, that sounds pretty good for a 60-year-old person today. They're saying, look, no matter what, I might make a whole lot more, but I can't make less. I'm telling you, not a good proposition. And let me show you why. So remember, we said Diane's single. First thing we're going to do is see where it said death benefit, standard death benefit. We're going to go down to the fees on here, and we're going to see current expenses. Right here, contract expenses, standard death benefit would be falling under the M&E charge, mortality expense charge. 1.25. Oh wait, standard death benefit right there. No expense on that. That's good. So no expense on the standard death benefit. But look here, mortality and expense risk charge. 1.25, man. 1.25. On top of that, she has an income builder at 1.3. Now, are those combined? I think they are. Most annuities have an M&E expense of 35 basis points to 75 basis points. That's freaking crazy expensive, 1.25. On top of that, optional living benefits and income builder, and we go right here. All right, so we go to income builder right there, the income builder. So between these two things, look at this. She's paying 2.55. Then on top of that, we have all these operating net annual portfolio expenses, 0.7%. So she's paying 3% in fees. I mean, and this is applied to the benefit base. So the mortality expense risk charge is the guarantee that if you that they can guarantee to pay you a certain amount of money. The optional living benefit is to get that benefit base where it says we will guarantee you 5.25, if that makes sense. I mean, this is expensive stuff, man. And then you're still paying 0.3, 0.7%. All right, so here's the surrender charge. So she's locking up her money for basically 7 years. That in of itself, that doesn't bother me because annuity, you want to make sure you don't take it out the next day. It defeats the purpose. But now she's single, all right? So we don't care about a death benefit, and we don't really care about mortality and risk because she's not going to die. I mean, if she dies, who cares? She's dead. All right, so this is way expensive. All right. I'm not exactly sure how they apply to the benefit base. Well, actually, I am sure. I will go in. I know how this works, which is not good. All right. So now we're going to look at hypothetical illustration. All right, using variable rates of returns and current fees. So she's dumping in $100,000. So remember, she can take 5.25% guaranteed income for the rest of her life after 15 years. Typically, I wonder if they have the breakdown if she were to take it earlier than 15 years. Because the way these annuities work is you usually can take like 4.5% at 60, and maybe, yeah, usually if you're single, 4.5% at 60, 4% if you're married at 60 for a survivor benefit, 5% at 70, 4.5% at a survivor benefit at 70, and in this case it's 5.25% at 75. So that's just not very favorable terms to her. So anyway, but let me show you how it works. So she dumps in 100,000. She gets some good market returns. All right, I'm assuming these are net. Income builders, moderately aggressive, gross average and return. So that's the gross. I don't know if this is net or not. But anyway, so we're dumping $100,000. The account value is $283,000. I should say $261,000 by the time she hits 75 years old after 15 years, right there. Yeah, after 15 years, $261,000. She could take 5.25 off this, the 261, or off the benefit base, because the benefit base is guaranteed to grow at a certain percentage above what the cat. So it's guaranteed to grow. I think it's 8%. Is that what it is? I think it's 8% minimum, or whatever the market grows, or something like that. I think it was 8% guaranteed minimum. Anyway, I can't remember. But either way, so here's her benefit base. If the market goes up over 15 years, she could have $430,000 as a benefit base in which she can take 5.25 off. All right, that's $22,000 a year, guaranteed for the rest of her life. Now, what happens is $22,000 a year is eating into her cash value. This is her cash value right here. Here's her benefit base. This is what she's paying the fee so this is what she's paying that 1.35% fee on benefit base is being taken from the cash value though. So anyway, you can see the cash value is declining because she's taken so much money off the account. What happens is when the cash value goes to zero, she's still getting this $22,000. It'll never go away. But no, she's 85 years old now. 85. So even though she has no money left in the account, she's still guaranteed a $22,000 a year rate of return or income base. That's fine. But remember, the benefit base is not the money you walk away with. The benefit base is just what they pay you to live on. But if you want a check, you don't get to take a check for $430. You take a check for $133, $107. The benefit base will stay flat, and yet your cash value goes down. And the reason your cash value goes down because it's so freaking expensive. All right, so that's a good scenario where she had a gross return of 9%. You factor in a 3% fee, so her net is about 6%. All right, so let's go down to if she just had a flat return here of, and remember, this is after 15 years, man. I mean, Diane is single. She might not be around 15 years from now. We don't know. All right, let's say she had a zero gross return, using maximum. I don't want to use max fees, but I guess we have to do that. Do we have to use max fees? I guess so. All right, so we have a 0% gross return using max fees, which are not that far away from what the fees we're using now. She dumped $100,000 in year 15. It's worth basically nothing. Well, I guess in this case, it's worth $79,000. She's still guaranteed to take 5.25 off. Right here, she's still guaranteed to take 5.25 off the benefit base of 200,000. So they're guaranteeing the benefit base will grow double in 15 years. That's just not that attractive to me. Now, can the benefit base? It looks like they're basically saying $200,000. It looks like here they're saying the benefit base can grow basically $200,000 above what her cash value is. But anyway, 15 years is too long. She's 75 years old. She's guaranteed no less than 10,500. I tell you, man, there's no. That's just not a good deal. I'm sorry. Yeah, she's in the market. She could increase her money, but it takes 15 years to see that benefit with a gross return of 9.8. That just seems pretty fantastic to me. I would stay away from that. Now, do annuities have a place? Yes, they do. They do have a place for sure. Now I'm going to do another video what Diane should do instead, which is what I emailed her right now. So stay tuned because not a good investment for the risk averse people. And in this case, not that they're not always good. In this case, they're not. All right, hold tight.